What's going on, guys? Milky Kitty here, and I am back with another Ulala video. Now, there are a few things I want to note before I get into this video. One, this is going to be a very long video. Now, I will have timestamps in the description and chapters on the video. So if there are parts of the video you don't want to see or you just want to skim through the video, those will be down below, and that'll make things way easier for you. Also, I am probably going to forget some things because this update has a ton of stuff to unpack. So I apologize ahead of time if I do forget some things. If I do forget things, please let me know in the comments what those are, and I will do my best to explain that to you in words. This video is going to be covering the brand new pet update that released recently on the test server. It is the update that I've been posting about in the Discord where the entire pet system has been revamped. First, let's start off with the first part, which is going to be the conversion. As you guys know, following this update, all of the old things regarding pets are going to be removed and converted into a new resource. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. So currently I have none because I have used them all. But when you log in, there will be this event right here. It's going to be 60 days long, possibly longer. That's just how long it was on the test server. You go in here, and it's an exchange event. These items here on the right are called pet marks. Now, everything regarding the old pet system is going to be converted into these. I will show later what those ratios are, but they'll be converted into these and you exchange them for the items on the left here, which are all of the new pet resources. At the top here, these are called feasts. You use them to capture pets. This will be how you capture pets. You know, no food, no of the old feast captures, none of that. These blue bottles right here are going to be used for upgrading pet level essentially. I will show you that later what that looks like. These tablets here are going to be used for drawing pet skills. And these purple, orange, and red packs here are used for summoning pets and summoning skills. These are choice packs, just like the Hero Soul ones that we have currently. They work very similar to that. So as you can see here, you can choose fragments for the orange quality pets. This is for the epic quality pets and so forth. And I'll show you here, same thing with the skills. As you can see, to an extent, you have a limited number of items you can exchange for. Someone in the Discord, I forget their name, they already did the math, and if you have 5 million pet marks, you'll be able to clear out the entire shop, which is a lot. Um, for reference, this character is level 256 and I got 900,000. Now, granted, if you are at this stage where you're at your level 256, you will probably get more than this. You know, these characters aren't active, you know, they're missing a whole lot of stuff. So, you will more than likely get more than this. I'm just using this for reference here for you guys. Especially for you old time players that have been playing for, you know, 3 to 4 years, you guys are going to get a couple million at least. For the conversion ratios, I'm going to throw up a chart on the screen now that is going to show the conversion ratios. These are per item, and this chart is taken directly from a Google document I made that covers the entire pet related info of the new update. That will be linked in the description, along with a couple Google Sheets that I may mention later on. Those can be used as reference after the video or even during the video if I may not explain something clear to you. We are now going to head over to the pet tab. When you open up the pet tab, this is the first thing that will pop up. Right now on the test server, the game calls this the training ground. I know that can be a little confusing because that's what the training dummies are called, but this is what the rough translation is, training ground. So, let's dissect what is on the screen here. So at the top here are going to be your pet skills. As you can see, there are 5 slots and they're going to be locked right away. And to get those, you're going to have to increase your training ground level. So we're going to come down here, and where it says level 1 out of 20, this is your training level. And then on the right here, we'll talk about later, is your beast taming level, they call it. Now to get the pet skill slots, you're going to want to increase this number here on the left. As you can see, you need a total of 60 levels to unlock it. At the bottom here, below the levels, are stats. So the first one's attack, then armor, then health. And this last one here is called pet conversion rate. And to my understanding, that is how many of these stats that your player will gain. So mine's at 30%. I'll gain roughly 100 attack, 25 armor, and 500 health. To increase these stats, you'll increase your training ground level, or by summoning and upgrading pets. I'll show you here in a second what it will look like. So over here you'll see I'm at level 1 out of 20. They kind of break these up into sections. I believe it's every 20 levels. We'll find out here in a minute. But if you have enough bottles to go through the whole section, it will show you, it'll do it here at the bottom. So this is like 20 levels is what it's saying, and it'll cost me 47,000 shells and 288 bottles. So let's click this. Boom, it instantly takes me to 20. Now, every time you do these milestone levels, you have to do a little breakthrough, quote unquote, with starfish or pearls, whichever you have. I've got starfish, so I'm going to do that. And now I can go to 40, and now my beast taming level has upgraded to 1. What does the beast taming level do? So when you click on this exclamation point here, a chart will pop up that you can scroll through and you'll see it caps out at 20. It just basically gives you more stats, attack, armor, health, and it increases your pet conversion rate so you gain more of these stats every time your beast taming level goes up. And as you can see, the cost kind of jumps. So it went from 288 to 848 bottles, and from what, 74,000 shells to 950,000. But we'll go ahead and do that, and then we will do the breakthrough again, and then we're gonna go again, might as well, we have the items. And now that we're at level 60, we have all 5 of our skill slots. Now I don't have any skills on this character, so I can't show that part yet. But yeah, that is how the training ground is going to work. If you noticed here in the bottom right, there's another button. This is your pet adventures. Now, I will admit this system is a little flawed, but I'm going to showcase it anyways, just to show you guys where it's at. They revamped all of the rewards, and now they're all pet related pretty much. The only rewards I've noticed so far that are not pet related are gems and shell statues. Everything else is pet related, whether it's the pet captures, the skills, the pet optional packages, etc. So let me go ahead and show you what pet adventures look like now. So as you can see here, I get pet skills and some shells. Pretty normal. Now you can see these 4 boxes here with the plus signs, and there's a new bar here at the bottom. Well, what does this mean? So these boxes, you have to add food in order to increase the number count. As you can see here, each rarity of food has a different value. Green's 85, blue is 125, purple's 150, and gold is 250. What do these numbers mean? Well, in order to start the pet adventure, you need to hit this middle number. for purple or epic adventures, it's 400. So I need to total up 400 points in order to start the adventure. Now, if I want the adventure to crit, I need to get it to 800. Critting doubles your rewards. I think, no, I think I need gold food, right? Okay, yeah, so I can't show off I'm not gonna show off the critting because it costs gold food. And speaking of flaws earlier, that's the flaw of this. Right now, not only does it require, food, but for the legendary adventures, you have to have at least one piece of gold food to even start the adventure. I'll showcase that here right now, actually. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got a legendary one. So as you can see, you need 620 points. And when you do the auto, oh, it started it, whatever. When you click on the autofill button here, it does the um, least amount of points that you can add up to start the adventure. So you would think it would be 4 purple, but no, you're 20 points short, so you have to have a gold. Um, yeah, it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So that's the pet adventure system. And the buttons on the bottom here, we have the quick adventure for, if you don't want to click on each of them individually. And this other button just takes you to go cook food. If we go over to the next tab here, this is where the gacha systems are. So this first tab here we have for pets, and the second one, pet skills. Now, what is this? So right here on the left, you get a daily free draw, and on the right here is 10 times draw. Now you can either use the feasts that I mentioned earlier to do this, or you can use starfish or pearls. If you decide to use starfish or pearls, you can only do 10 of those per day currently at the time of making this video. You can see that at the bottom here, 0 out of 10. I haven't done any today. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. Let's do the single draw here first. And this looks a lot different than before. So right here we have a pet shard, and right here we have the blue potion bottles for the training ground. Every draw you do, you will get one of these, the blue bottles, and you'll get pet shards. It's not always one pet shard. They have a table here that shows you the rates. For the epic, you can either get 1, 2, or 3 shards, also 30. The orange level pets, you can get 1 shard, 2 shard, or 50. And for the S tier pets, which are red, that looks like ancient gear, you can only get 1 shard. And as you can see here, you can use the feast to do single draws like this. And I don't have enough. I'm not going to use my starfish. It's kind of a waste right now. But yeah. Now over here, pet skills, same exact concept. Different is it's pet skills. One thing I forgot to mention here are these bars at the top. You probably noticed that. It's very similar to Hero Souls. There's a pity system of some sort. So every 120 draws you do, you'll have a optional choice pack for 10 ancient pet shards. Again, these are the S tier pets. These are the best pets in the game currently. And you can choose 10 of these shards. And same thing for pet skills. Over here, it only goes to, they call it mythic. That's the orange. So if you hear me say mythic, that's what I'm referring to, is this orange quality. The mythic pet skills here. I'll do a 10 times draw for you to see what it looks like. We're going to skip the animation. As you can see, it pops up with a specific thing here when you get enough shards for a new skill. And also when you get the jackpot draws of some sort. So as you saw here, this was a 30 draw. So it pops up with a special animation like that when you get something like that. And again, just like the pet draws, you get one blue bottle per draw. So if you do a 10 times draw, you get 10. One draw, you only get one. And you also get one free draw every 24 hours. You can see the countdown right there. Let's head over to the pet section now. This is set up similar to the pet manual in the current version of the game, but this is how you're going to view all of your summoned pets. So as you can see here, there is currently only 16 pets you can summon. Now, that is a huge cutoff from the old pet system, but you'll see why here in a second. And currently there's 3 rarities. We have Epic, Mythic, and Ancient. There are 4 Epics, there are 6 Mythic, and 6 Ancient. As you could guess, Epic's the worst, Mythic's in the middle, and Ancient are the best. Now, what makes the difference between Epic, Mythic, and Ancient? First thing is the stats. My Epic ones actually may have, yeah, my Epic ones have more stats, but because they're like super high star levels, but yeah. So the Epics will have less stats than the Mythics, and Mythics will have less stats than the Ancients. And also the pet elemental effectiveness. Right here, this number is the pet elemental percentage. So Epics have 110%, Mythics have 122, and Ancients have 136%. On top of that, the difference is the elements to an extent. So the Epic rarity does not have the dark and light elements. The Mythic has all 6 and Ancient has all 6. But again, the difference between the Mythic and the Ancient is the stats and the elemental effectiveness. Again, I'll show 136 for Ancient and 122 for Mythic. And also the stat increase. In order to increase the pet stars, you will just need duplicates. So what you do here is you'll click on the pet you want to upgrade, and you'll click on the star button here at the bottom, and it'll show you the pet star tree. Now pets can go all the way up to 15 star levels, and you can see here at the bottom that it costs shells and fragments. Now every 5th star indicated by these big circles here increases the amount. So I don't know all of them, but I'll just tell you it here. It's 50 for the first 4, 50 for each, and then it's 100 for this 5th one, and then it goes 80, 80, 80, 80, and then I believe 200 for this one, and then I may be wrong about this. I think it's 120 for the next 4, and then maybe like 250 or 300 for the last one. I haven't gotten that far, so I can't say for sure, but I do know all the way up until the 10th star. What does upgrading the star level of your pet do? Well, as you can see here at the bottom, it increases the stats, and that's pretty much it. Your attack, armor, and health. But every 5th star, the pet elemental effectiveness increases. Right here, 6%, another 6%, and another 6%. So a max Nunu here is going to have an extra 18%, which I believe will put it at 140%. So there you go, that's pretty cool. And for the Ancient, you start out at 136 and you gain 8 per. So you'll go to 160 at a max level Ancient pet. So I mean that's better effectiveness than we got before the update. When you were fighting a dark or light boss, your effectiveness was only like 14, 15%. So 14 to 15 all the way up to 60, that's a pretty nice jump. Also, I would like to note is you can view the evolution forms of the pets on the pet screen. So you can click on it here and it changes. Looks really nice. You can do this with every pet, by the way. Doesn't matter the rarity, even the epic ones. And so that is going to be it for the pet screen. Now let's head over to the pet skill screen. So similar layout, we have 20 pet skills here, and we have two different rarities. There's only epic and mythic so far. There are three different types of pet skills. We have opening. Let me find one here. This one's opening as indicated by the gold tag here. Attack, which is the red tag, and another one called additional, which is the blue tag. Opening means the pet skill's effect takes place as soon as the battle starts. Attack is, well, when the pet attacks. And additional means the skill will have some additional type of requirements for the skill. So just by the sound of that, you can tell the pet skills work a little differently than before. So let's just look at this attack skill here since it's not 100% chance. So when your pet attacks now, there's going to be an X% chance that the skill is going to go off. So this skill right here has a 25% chance of going off. I believe as you upgrade some of these skills, the percentage can go up. Starting at level, what is this? 11, it's maxed out at 35%, and then from there the damage goes up. It's pretty straightforward. It works, a little differently, so there is going to be some RNG elements from your pet's damage and some of the buffs from the... Actually, I think all of the buffs are opening, if I remember correctly. Let's see, this is... Oh no, this is additional. This one's opening. Okay, so it depends on the skill. Some of the buffs are guaranteed and some of them are not. And just like the pets, you get the shards from the drawing I showed earlier to summon them. The mythic ones are 50 and the epic ones are 30. And then the upgrades cost more, of course. So far, I've only gotten one skill to level 4, and the 5th star started the price increase. I don't know how it works after that. I don't know if it stays at that level or whatnot, but that is how the pet skills work. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. It may look a little confusing because you can't just sit here and read, but it'll be pretty straightforward once you see it on your guys' server. The last thing we're going to look at on the pet screen is going to be the pet bonds and pet skill bonds. So real quick, let me head over to the Hero Soul section, just to remind you. That's the manual right here. So these are Hero Soul bonds. You had to get these Hero Souls, and they had to be max stars, and you get these buffs. Well, there's a similar system with pets. Let's take a look. So right here is the pet one, and you can activate the bond by just having the pet summoned. So I don't have to have them, at 15 stars, similarly to Hero Souls, in order for these to work. I can just summon them, and boom, it starts. Now, what about after that? Let me see if I have one. I think I have one of the epic ones. Yeah, so right here. Once you summon the pets, it starts, and then once both of your pets are, say, 1 star, you can upgrade the bond, and then 2-star upgrade, 3-star upgrade, etc., etc. As you can see here, it needs both of my pets 5-star to upgrade. I've only got the one 5-star and the other one 4-star, so I can't. The epic bonds increase your stats, attack, armor, health, and then the mythic and ancient ones do the same, but they have some bonus modifiers here. So they're pretty important. Next, let's look at the pet skill bonds. Exact same thing, but it's pet skills. So right here, attack, armor, health. Once you have all three of these skills, it activates. I got them all to 1-star, so I got to upgrade it once, and now it's asking them all to 2-star, and then I can upgrade it again. Exact same system, just with pet skills. And so yeah, this is the brand new pet bond and pet scale bond system. Next thing we're going to talk about are the UI changes. So as you noticed here, the battle screen looks a little different than before. So right here on the bottom right above the challenge button, we have the boss. You can click on the boss, and here you can edit your team skills, pet, etc. And you can click on the boss's skills here to view its skills, and then you can click on the boss to see its health, attack, etc. So pretty similar, they just moved it. And then above that is this little statistics button, and this is where you can see the recent clears, your current damage meter. This will be the pet screen. This is the new pet data screen. It just shows your pet damage now. And then this is the skill timing screen. Now, if we look at the top right here by the map, you noticed everything is gone. How do I see my XP? Where is the hair burrow, etc. So if you click on the map, you can see right under your team's position the XP and shells right here. And then if you click on it, this is where you can change your 3 times loot. Now for hair burrow, we are going to go over here to the camp, excuse me. And the camp looks a little bit different. I personally think it looks nicer. But up top here we have all of your season stuff, just like before. And then the dailies is over here still. And the training ground got moved. The hero, I think everything down here got moved actually, except for the daily building. As you can see, there's now a Hairborough building. So, it makes a lot more sense, in my opinion, for a permanent feature to have its own building. So I like it. And right here you got your clan, Hero Hill, etc. Everything else is the same. To wrap this video up, the last thing I'm going to show you is the combat. Now I want to note that the combat is not going to be 100% accurate because my team is very bad. And on top of that, my setup for this boss isn't good, so I'm not even going to end up killing it. But as you can see here, when you enter the battle, a lot of things on your screen kind of disappear, and it really focuses on the boss. And it's like you're entering an actual boss battle. And I like that a lot about the update. They made boss battles kind of more important, I guess you could say. It stands out a lot. So at the top here, you have your health bar, the boss's health bar, excuse me, the boss's element shield bar, and then the top right, it's hard to see because the test server marker's blocking it, but these are all of the pet's buffs slash debuffs. And then you got your element, boss name, boss level. And then these pop-ups here in the top right are the boss's skills. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. We'll run through it one more time just so you guys can look at it again. Again, my setup is trash, so it's hard for me to beat the boss here. That is really all I have for this video. If there's anything you guys have questions on, feedback, just anything, please leave it down in the comments below. I would love to hear all of that, and I will do my best to answer any questions that you guys have. And with that being said, I am going to catch you guys in the next video. Peace.